Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. This is your second leg match preview between Brighton and Roma. We've got one foot into the quarterfinals. Now it's all about resisting and slowly bringing that other foot into the quarterfinals. It's a different style match preview because we already know Brighton. So I want to speak about Brighton by looking at our previous game against them and what we need to do to try and avoid losing 5-0 or 4-0. Because that is effectively the goal. You know, we did what we had to do in Rome. In fact, maybe we did more than what we were supposed to do in Rome. Always better to do more than less. So now we are here, calm. We're not nervous. We're not in a need to win a game. We are in a need to keep calm and not hesitate, because we've got the ball in our hand here. We cannot drop this ball. This ball is made of glass. If we are too anxious and suddenly open our hand and the ball falls, a glass ball shatters. So it's all about containing. It's all about resisting the pressure. It's all about avoiding silly mistakes. And with the experience that we've developed in these past seasons, I don't think we'll find problems. But as always, we have to be cautious because football is weird. I've been repeating this since we won that first leg last week. You never know in football. We beat Barcelona 3-0 when Barcelona were 20 times better than us. Barcelona beat PSG 4-0, 6-1 after they lost 4-0. This game is a good game because it's unpredictable. Because if this game was predictable, half of the amount of fans would follow their teams week in and week out. This is an unpredictable game. 90 minutes is a lot of time. So keep calm and shagger the seagulls. That's the message for tomorrow evening. By the way, can we all take a minute to not appreciate but commemorate the end of a chapter of Roman history? The Mourinho and Maurizio Sarri era in the capital city of Rome has officially ended. I find it crazy to think that 2 months ago both these managers were still managing their teams in a Rome derby. And 2 months later, Mourinho got sacked and Sarri resigned. Football is weird. Football is weird, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, good luck to Lazio because they're copying us on all fronts. They want to get a club legend back as a manager. That is what I call copycats. They are copycats. Who will accept Lazio now? But yeah, look, like Target, we've developed a big experience in Europe. We've developed a big sense of belonging in European competitions. So I know we're not the favorites, but if you want Roma to make us dream like they did last year, like they did 2 years ago, or like they did in 2018 when we beat Barcelona, I need you to smash the like button. I want 100 likes in this video because we're a strong ass community and football is built up on dreams. Let's believe in this Europa League. We gotta believe in it. And by believing in it, we need to focus on tomorrow's game, Thursday's game. Keep calm, don't hesitate. We've got the ball in our hands. We can't let this ball drop. Let's get into this. Right. As always, I want to start speaking about Brighton. Because, as I said in the first match preview against them, they are not the team that everybody describes they are. De Zerbi is not the genius that every single human being describes him to be. And this is why I think that with a bit more concentration that we lacked in Fiorentina away 2 days ago, with a bit of concentration tomorrow, and with a sense of my job isn't done, I'm only halfway through, even though I won 4-0, I think we can win on Thursday again. Because personally, Brighton defensively are absolutely awful. And we need to take advantage of this. Again, the big comparison from last week to this week is that we're not going to feel the urgency and this sense of, oh, I need to win, otherwise I'm going to get eliminated. No. And seeing this, number one, we're going to see more rotations in the lineup. Not a complete turnover, because that is literally the ingredient for a catastrophe. But there are going to be some changes, no doubt. And number two, the intensity of the players in Thursday's game is not going to be similar to what it was last week. Because last week we had the urgency of winning. This week we don't. Last week we scored 4 goals. So to call this a catastrophe, Brighton would need to beat us 5-0 or 4-0 and bring it to extra time. I don't see this happen. Respect to Brighton, respect for everybody, fear of nobody. But I don't see Brighton doing this. In fact, I highly doubt Brighton are not going to concede in this game. You know, just flash back to 1 week ago. That defense that Brighton displayed is awful. And I know that their football is offensive. And in a game where they need to find goals, there are going to be moments in this game where we are going to feel a lot of pressure. That's where calmness, avoid silly mistakes, because Brighton is going to annihilate us in terms of pressing. You know, this is an all or nothing game for them. They either produce football's biggest masterclass or they are out of Europe. And everybody doesn't expect the masterclass and the miracle to happen. Brighton have got nothing to lose. Brighton are similar to Bologna in the Champions League. You know, while they're there, believe in it. They've got nothing to lose. You know, if Brighton get out of Europe, nobody can say anything against them. So they're gonna play in a way that they've got nothing to lose. I mean, let me give my best in 90 minutes. If I get eliminated, I get eliminated. At the end of the day, I'm always Brighton. If I don't get eliminated, then I would have produced the biggest miracle on that football has ever seen. So, yeah, I expect Brighton to attack. I expect Brighton to score a goal. I can't see us not conceding tomorrow at the Amex Stadium. With Brighton needing goals, I think we will concede 1. But again, anything can happen. We defended really well last week with a 4-man defense. So if we keep a clean sheet again, not only it helps us because confidence rises, but what I want to see on Thursday is us winning. That's my bold prediction. We don't need a win, but I want us to win because I want this unbeaten winning streak to continue because it helps. Psychologically, it helps. Because it means that you can prepare for Sunday's game against Sassuolo knowing that you won on Thursday. So winning games helps. I don't want to see the team relaxed, the team playing unconcentrated because they won the first leg 4-0. No, I want to see us win. I want to see us win. I know we don't need to win, but I want to see us win. And I hope we do win. And I think De Rossi is going to feist the winning mentality back because he doesn't want to lose. Again, I agree with Nabil. Conceding early is a problem here. If we concede in the first 5 minutes, it's a problem because they're going to attack, they're going to have home advantage, pressing, and all of that. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know in football, which is why I'd give it a 90% chance we're off to the quarterfinals and a 10% chance Brighton prepare a miracle. And seeing this, and having said this, I don't want to see many substitutions. I want to see a few, because I think a few substitutions are going to happen. Dybala, as you will see from my Predict 11, I don't want to see him, because we need him on Sunday. But overall, especially our defense, is what doesn't need to be changed. Because our defense needs to build that chemistry. We've not been playing defensively incredibly lately, so the more clean sheets we keep, the better. So that is what I expect from Brighton. I expect them to attack. I expect them to, want to win. I expect them to wanting to win this game, even if it's not qualifying for the next round. I expect a feisty Brighton, high pressing, high intensity. We need to be careful because with a recipe made of home advantage, home fans creating the atmosphere, De Zerbi tactics, and Brighton pressing high intensity, that could lead to confusion. That could lead to chaos. So we need to avoid silly mistakes. and we need to give it our best and try and win on Thursday as well. So yeah, in terms of us, I said how I expect the team to play tomorrow. I do expect that little detail of, not I don't care, but I do expect that little percentage of the brain of the players which are going to turn up tomorrow, Thursday, going, well, I'm already 4-0 up. That is natural. That is logical. De Rossi is going to try and stop this, because this sometimes could lead to catastrophes. But yeah, it's undoubtedly going to happen. It's undoubtedly going to happen that for some moments of the game, some of these players are going to go, well, I'm already 4-0 up. And you can't really blame them, because they are already 4-0 up. They did a massive job in the first leg that it is understandable for them, just like it is for us fans, to stop not caring about the game. I can't find a good word. Concentrating. That does need to get avoided, because again, football's weird. You never know. We just don't want to risk this. Let's not risk this. Let's not get fooled by the media and call us a football masterclass again. No, let's avoid that. Let's just keep it simple. If we lose, we lose. But if we lose 1-0, 2-1, 2-0. I don't want to see 3-0s, even though we go through with the 3-0. I don't want to see I don't want to risk tomorrow. I don't want to have a heart attack. So keep it calm and shagger the seagulls. Predicted 11. You'll be surprised by the amount of starting players that are going to be in my predicted 11. In fact, Frederick says, abbiamo 4 diffidati, meglio lasciarli in panchina per I quarti. Which is very smart, because if you don't speak Italian, what Frederick just said is that we have a lot of players who, if they get yellow cards, they could be suspended for the quarterfinals. And I fully agree. It's a risk. But I know De Rossi. I know the fact that De Rossi is a new manager, and he doesn't want to introduce himself to the world of managing, having committed a football disaster. So De Rossi does not want to repeat the mistakes that Mourinho made against Bodo Glimt. That's for sure. So you will be surprised by the amount of starting players that are going to be in my lineup. Displaying the lineup, the only 2 players, which in my opinion are going to rest, are the 2 biggest players, Dybala, Lukaku. The rest, 9 players, are going to be the starting players that started on Sunday against Fiorentina and are most probably going to start again next Sunday against Sassuolo. We need to avoid risks. We already knew what happened against Bodo Glimt. Fiorentina 7-1 a few years ago. Bayern Munich 7-1 a few years ago. There's this DNA problem of this team underestimating these games, and once in a season, every season, there's at least one game which goes very wrong. We learn from the past and we avoid this. Even though if a lot of people might go, well, we are through. And I agree, but you just never know. I have a fear of Bodo Glimt games again, that let's just avoid making those mistakes again. Svilor in goal, Cilic, Spinazzola, Ndeka, Mancini. Smalling is going to be out for this game, and Renato Sanchez is also going to be out for this game. Paredes, Pellegrini, and Bove. Bove needs to start this game. I love DDR, but I hate the fact that Bove isn't getting any game time. I don't know what it is. I find it very weird that Bove went from key player to unknown player in the space of, 50 days. Bove needs to start, not just because I want him to start, but, Bove needs to start because he's going to lose the rhythm if he doesn't start games. So Bove, Paredes, Pellegrini. Cristante is going to rest this one out. It could be Paredes. Cristante, Pellegrini, Bove could happen and Paredes rests, but Pellegrini rested against Fiorentina, so I do expect them on the pitch. And Bove is if Bove doesn't start on Thursday, I'm going to be pissed, because I think Bove does deserve to start on Thursday, because he was our best player 50 days ago. I as a fan, don't forget that. Bove 50 days ago, when we were in that crisis with Mourinho, was the only player who fought. So Bove does deserve a bit of credit, and definitely shouldn't be completely put out of the starting lineup. Even though he's young, yes, I know he's young. Yes, I know he still needs to improve. New manager, new system. Yes, I agree. But I think this is the game that Bove needs to start. And I don't think starting Bove is a massive risk because Bove has developed a lot under Mourinho. He scored the winning goal in the Bayer Leverkusen tie in the semi-finals last season. He knows European games, and I want to see Bove. Up front is where I expect more changes. Azmoun instead of Lukaku, Baldanzi instead of Dybala, and El Shaarawy to start. Zaleski could start instead of El Shaarawy, so that we can completely give all of our 3 forwards a rest for Sassuolo. But yeah, again, I think similar to Bove, I think Azmoun deserves to start this game. Not because Lukaku's not been good lately, but I think because Lukaku deserves a rest lately. Dybala definitely should be rested. Dybala is the number 1 player that 100% needs to sit out this game. I don't care if it's a risk not starting Dybala. I don't think it is a risk for this specific game, but Dybala needs to be sat off because Dybala already had a minor injury against Fiorentina. Worsening that injury means destroying his fitness and therefore, not relying on Dybala for a few games. So we do need Dybala to sit this one out, and I don't think it's going to be a problem. If there's one thing that De Rossi ball has shown us is that we can win games even without Dybala. So yeah, that's my predicted 11. In terms of players who Brighton are going to get back, I don't think a lot of their players are going to be back. João Pedro, Mitoma, and Milner, I think, are still out. From the first leg, the biggest threatening players were definitely Adingra, Evan Ferguson, Gross, Ansu Fati. I'm a big fan of Ansu Fati, but I also think that injury at Barcelona did completely destroy his career. You kind of expect more from a player like Ansu Fati, especially coming from a massive club like Barcelona. So yeah, keep calm, and I don't want a team playing for the draw. I know that winning, drawing, and doesn't really change this, but I don't want us to play for a draw. Just because another reason for this is because I want to see another entertaining game on Thursday. I don't care if we're 4-0 up. I want to see another entertaining game. That I'm loving football under Roma lately. Why not break this rhythm? Keep on playing like this. Worst case scenario, a lot of these players are going to get a bit more tired for Sunday's game. But they're definitely not going to be as tired as last week because their intensity is going to be way lower for this game than what it was last week against Brighton at home. So that's it. That's my match preview. Again, if we do reach the quarterfinals, we do have the draw on Thursday. I'm going to say this now. I am going to say this now. Clip this because we are Roma fans and life lately has been going too well. And then you actually realize that we're Roma fans and that just like every single year, we are submerged by bad luck. So I'm going to say this now so that the world can hear this on Friday if we will be there at the draw. Trust me. It's written in the oracles that we get Liverpool in the quarterfinals. Don't even ask why. Don't even ask when. Don't even ask what. It's just so going to happen. It's so going to happen. Prepare because the quarterfinals, I jinx this, I don't care. But it's just so going to happen. The quarterfinals will be playing in Anfield. Life lately has been going too well. Something in the near future is going to come down from the sky and completely flatten us like a thunderstorm, like a lightning. You know when people say don't protect yourself next to a tree when there's a thunderstorm with lightnings. Well, there you have it. Life has been too shiny, too bright lately that we are gonna get flattened on Friday's draw. We're gonna get Salah. We're gonna get. I was about to say Mane and Firmino. We're gonna get Salah. We're gonna get Luis Diaz. We're gonna get Van Dijk. I'm already prepared for it. I'm prepared. I'm not gonna even react if we get Liverpool because I already know we're gonna get Liverpool on Friday. If we do qualify, let's not jinx this. Let's not bottle glint it again. Let's read some comments. Nothing is done. Nothing is done. We can with a mid attack, but Chilik and Dika Mancini and Spina got to play. I'm going to the game, says Leonardo. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. I would have loved to go to this game, but yeah. Next game, if the first leg next game is away from home, then it's during my Easter holidays. So if it's a close, doable, affordable, financially away game, I might promise it to you guys. The perfect one would be Marseille. Marseille away in the quarterfinals. First leg away at Marseille. I'll be there. Click this. Clip this. I would like to see Renato Sanchez play this game. Renato Sanchez is not going to be available, mate, because he has a little injury. Nothing new. Honestly, now that we're 4-0 up, why not keep Lukaku and Dybala on the bench and put a player like Azmoun? Just give it a try and then give them both a chance. I agree. Vinciamo Europa League, dice Football Movies. Players like Baldanzi, Smalling, Zaleski, Renato Sanchez, Aouar should start this game. Smalling and Renato Sanchez are not going to fly with the team because they are injured. Is it just me or has Baldanzi been disappointing so far? It is either he is too inexperienced or a team like Roma. You know what it is, mate? I think it's early. I think we can't judge him. It would be very wrong. And this is exactly what I said the day we bought him. Don't hype Baldanzi up because the amount of pressure in step from Empoli to Roma, the amount of the fan base pressure is going to be big. Baldanzi, number one, needs to put some mass on, needs to put some muscles on because he plays in a position where you're either Messi or you get bullied wherever you go. That is unfortunately Baldanzi's unlucky stage, unlucky position, because that is Messi's position. Messi was that tall, but Messi is Messi. If you're that tall and you play in that position, there is only one Messi out of a million, and he's going to get bullied. So he needs to put muscle on. He needs to grow that physique because otherwise he's going to get bullied. Nothing against him. It's just something that he needs to improve on. Simo, do you think the Florence game was the experiment ground for a new tactic to try at Brighton? Maybe, but De Rossi has completely cut off from back three. It's not going to happen anymore. He said this post-match. I feel like we might play a 3-back with Smalling, Dika and Mancini just because we want to defend and not attack. I disagree. I think that was Mourinho mentality. De Rossi wants to win this game. We still need to keep possession and attack. Brighton likes having possession, so we can't do a lot of working the ball around and force them to chase. Indeed. The job isn't done at all. Anything can happen in football. We have to keep our heads and play well. I agree. Where is Tammy? Tammy should be back in a bit. I believe in next week he is going to start with training, with the group training sessions again. Saluto youtuber che vale la pena seguire tra quelli che parlano della Roma. Complimenti, i tuoi video allo stadio sono fantastici. Grazie mille. Ti voglio bene, fra. What do you think of Azmoun, Aouar, and for Azmoun? Do you think we should buy him or he's useless? For me, I think he needs more to... If the question is about Azmoun, I buy him just because of his character. Azmoun is... You can't hate Azmoun. And I think he didn't have many chances, but the few chances that he had, he did convince. Way more than Aouar. I think if you compare the amount of performances and chances that Aouar had to convince and the ones that Azmoun had, I think Azmoun tops it. Tammy is doing light training with the team and testing his knee recovery. It won't be back until April, says Chris. With that being said, let me announce something. Starting from tomorrow, there is going to be a new feature on Roma Theory. I am going to try my best and keep this rhythm going. The Italian Theory podcast is going to come out once a week. It's a weekly podcast about everything to do with Italian football. What happened in the weekend, the Champions League, Italian teams, managers, relegation fight, top 4 fight, chats, debates, and all of that. And that will be me and Chris. That will be the hosts of this podcast. So hopefully it goes well. First episode should go out tomorrow. And yeah, so bring it on. Hope you're enjoying this, Chris. se dovessi sceglierne uno, chi lasceresti andare via? Tra Asmoon e Aouar, io lascerei andare via Aouar. Però darei un'altra chance a tutte e due. With that being said, I will catch you tomorrow with De Rossi's press conference reaction. The cycle is done. Mourinho and Sari, the game is over. I'm very curious to see who Lazio get, because Lazio are copycats. They want to get a club legend, but they don't have De Rossi. So I'd be very curious to see how Lazio players react. But that's a topic that we're going to discuss in tomorrow's podcast. So, yeah. If we buy Asmoon, do you think we should also buy Lukaku, or try to start Tammy instead for next season, since he's much younger than Lukaku? I don't know, bro. Transfer market questions I am going to answer, but at the end of the season. The big question of, do I buy Lukaku permanently, will get an answer if we get Champions League football or not. Simo, what happened to the Italian booklet stickers? I gave up. Too expensive. That money can be reinvested in Roma tickets and Roma Theory. And yeah, I gave up. It too expensive. €1 per packet is a fraud. Is it in English or Italian, and is it on this channel? It's going to be on this channel, and it's going to be in English, of course. So yeah, 1 episode a week to speak about, Italian football, game weeks, top 4 fight. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, talk to you soon. Subscribe, hit the like, 100 likes is the target, and bring it on. Simo out. Hopefully Napoli go through tonight for the ranking, and Porto as well against Arsenal. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon.